if somebody was to just like stumble upon Calamity Jane, if somebody was to just stumble upon Anabu, if somebody was supposed to stumble upon East African Workout Girl as a channel name, will they immediately know that? Will they immediately know that they need to be like a member of this channel? They need to be a subscriber to this channel, or is it something that they will struggle with? You know. And that is the question I want us to talk about, because what's in a name? What's in a YouTube name? And on YouTube, it's quite a lot. Like, a name is not just something you pick arbitrarily. A name is how you introduce yourself to the world, as I said. The other day when we were discussing the YouTube handles, I think I gave context in terms of how your handle nowadays is the first thing people see when you go on live streams. When you go and when you leave comments, nowadays YouTube promotes handles more than channel names. But your channel name is what, when people click on your homepage, they're likely to like land on that particular thing. Content creators, we spend so much time, looking at things like thumbnails, titles, videos. We really focus so much on the content. In fact, I think 90% of the time, content creators, we are so worried about the content, the metadata in the content, that the channel name gets forgotten. Sometimes the channel the channel name is totally forgotten, yet a channel name is what follows you everywhere. Like when you go to people's chats, when you go to people's like comment sections, when you go and collaborate with other content creators on the YouTube platform, and I'm so honored I've collaborated with literally everybody who is on the channel right now, in the chat right now. When you go for those collaborations, and let's say maybe Calamity Jane is interviewing me, let's say Anabu is interviewing me, it is very clear that Anabu may not even know my government name, but just based on my channel name, Anabu can say, today I'm speaking to Yoga with Goga from Kenya. She may get a few facts correct, like, oh, Goga is in Kenya, at least I know that. Kenya is in Africa. But in case when it comes to like his channel, yeah, I'm speaking to Goga. Goga does like yoga. Goga teaches YouTube tutorials occasionally, and Goga interviews guests during his Sunday service. It is very important for you to realize that your channel name follows you everywhere, and people may not people will introduce you based on your channel name. They will not go and start looking for, like, let's say Calamity Jen. I will not start calling Jen, or like, hey Jen, how you doing? Mic test, mic test. Hey Nadine, how you doing, Nadine? Nadine, thanks so much for coming in. Sorry guys, I lost my not my internet. There's a blackout. Let me wait for the generator to go on. I hope you guys can hear me. So I was saying, one of the things that that has to be very clear for you is when you like starting to think of a channel name, and I like what Anabu says. Some people make it complicated. Indeed, some people make it complicated. And one of the things that you have to consider as a content creator is How do you introduce yourself to the world? And is it something that people can easily remember? Is it something that people can easily like relate to? Is it something that people can easily like attribute that this is your channel, this is your channel name? And that's why I'm asking you, what is in a name? What is in a name? Okay, the lights are back so they can. All right. Yeah. So a channel name is like very, it's like a game changer. A channel name is what is going to like, a channel name is what is going to like introduce your brand. Let me use that word. A channel name is actually like a brand flex. You know, you may not even know. Let me tell you, I think those of us who are content creators and those of us who like know each other on this particular YouTube platform, chances are high that you don't even know people's government names because of how they've introduced themselves to you. Most of us introduce ourselves with our channel names. So most people, we don't even know each other government names unless maybe you get to know somebody up close, unless you get to know like what somebody does, then you get to understand then what their government name is. But most of us never even know each other. We never know each other's government names. And that is just the reality of this business. And that takes me now to what I was saying. One of the things that you have to be very very aware of is that your channel name gives the first impression of who you are. It's your identity. And I like how Nadine Lifestyle says that the name is who I am. It is your identity. And when you have a very strong channel name, it's going to give you like that instant recognition. People know you are speaking to Goga, you know. People know they are speaking to East African workout girl, even though you may not know like her real name. People know you are speaking to Anna Boo, even though you may not know like her real government name. And that's a strong channel name ends up giving you like that aspect of instant recognition, especially when you're like on any platform. Trust also is like a very strong thing that comes out of a very strong channel name, and also personality. When you have a weak channel name, it's very forgettable. People will not remember you, by the way, in case you have a weak channel name. And that's just the reality of this business. Let me see if I can get my Wi-Fi back on because I had switched to data. Okay, I think it should be back now. Yeah, all right, there we go. Yeah, so as I was saying that a weak channel name is going to do you a disservice. People are instantly going to forget you as soon as they see that name. It's not something that is memorable, so they're not even going to be bothered to remember that. And that's one of the things that you have to be aware when it comes to this particular platform about what it's in a name. It's a brand decision that you have to make way early. I know most of us, when we start YouTube, sometimes we don't even have plans to start YouTube as a channel. Some of us never even like plan to like get onto this platform and start making content. But one of the first and one of the most important brand decisions you'll ever make as a content creator is your channel name. Is like your identity on this platform. It is like, how do I want people to know me on this particular platform? In fact, these YouTube handles are a relatively new thing. I think YouTube handles are not even like 3 years old. YouTube handles were introduced just like the other day. And one of the things you have to know is that you have to make that decision about your channel name from a very early stage as a content creator. Hey, Damilola, welcome, Damilola Bukola TV. Thanks so much for coming in. Damilola is celebrating her birthday tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow, yeah, 30th July. The birthday girl is on the live stream. So in case you see Damilola Bukola TV on the chat, Damilola Bukola TV, that right there is a channel name. Damilola Bukola. And then there's TV at the end. She's probably using her real names. She's probably like using her government names. And that is one of the things that you have to like, there's a reason she probably chose to use her government names or for her YouTube channel. And I'm going to explain to you how those dynamics work. So if somebody was to see your channel name today, Will they understand who you are? Will they know what you do on YouTube? Will they know why they should subscribe? Yeah, will they know why they should subscribe? And Damilola confirms that yes, that's her first and middle name, Damilola Bukola TV. So she's using her government name, so it's easy to like. So Damilola, if you're to compare Damilola Bukola TV and let's say East African Workout Girl, so those are two distinct people. East African Workout Girl's channel name is descriptive. The channel name is talking about a girl who works out in East Africa. Damilola Bukola decided to use her name as the channel, her personal names as the channel name. Nadine Lifestyle, Nadine Beauty Lifestyle. You can tell it's descriptive. This channel is going to be about beauty and lifestyle, but I know the person behind it is called Nadine. So are you seeing how it works? So it's really like your decision as a content creator on how you want it to, on how you want like your channel name to like appear and stuff like that. Damilola says like Oprah Winfrey Network. I see, or Kiki, we call it Kiki Palmer TV. Kiki Palmer TV, absolutely right. So that is one of the reasons that your channel name is going to be one of like the biggest decisions you ever have to make on this YouTube platform, especially brand decision. What does your channel name say about you? That's the second slide. And we are going to discuss different types of channel names. So let me start with the first channel name. My name is Goga. Goga is actually my family name. Goga is not like a creative name just because it sounds fancy and it's four letters. My name is Goga. Of course, I have a first name, I have a second name, but Goga is my surname. So I prefer using my family name in any setting. So let's say, for example, you are called Goga. Let me say Richard Goga. I don't even look like a Richard. I'm just giving an example. One of my nephews is called Richard. So let me say Richard Goga. If that is a personal name, or like Damilola Bukola, that can be a channel name. The personal name ends up becoming a channel name in that case. These people use their names. I'm not a John for sure. I am not a John. These people use their real channel names. Like, let's say Life with Tasharia. Hey Tasharia, welcome Tasharia. Nice to see you. You can tell Tasharia is using her name, yes, but the channel is about life with her. Probably. But at least she has thrown in her name there. So you can easily tell this is Tasharia's channel. You can see Faithful GLP1 Journey. Faithful GLP1 Journey says, I got my handle changed to match now. So you can see Faithful GLP, and then it used to be Grant's Faithful GLP1 Journey. Now I'm seeing it's Faithful GLP1 Journey. So I know it is the Grant family. I know Mr. Grant is there, the owner of the channel. So unless maybe Faithful GLP1 Journey comes and says, my name is Grant and this is Christy, you are never going to like easily know that this is the names behind this particular person. So one of the things that you have to know is when you're on this YouTube platform, as I said, the channel name is one of the biggest brand decisions you'll ever have to make. That name alone. And thank you so much, Grant's GLP1 Journey, for inspiring this topic. When I was thinking of coming up with a topic for today, I remember the conversation we were having last week, and I said I'm going to whip this into a class. So thanks so much, Grants, for inspiring this topic for today. Thanks so much for that. Let's say, for example, you're using your personal name, Damilola Bukola, or John Goga, or Richard Goga, for example. That becomes like an example of a channel name that you can use. So personal names are very like personal names are like some of the ideas that you can explore as channel names. Sorry, I just lost my charts here for a bit. Personal names, you can use your personal name. That is like an example of a channel name, for example. Personal names. Let's say Dean White, Nadine's husband. Nadine's husband has a channel called Dean White, the Blind Visionaire. So Nadine's husband uses his full name, Dean White. But of course, he has added the blind visionaire somewhere in there, so you know that he's blind, yes. And there's a reason. There's a lesson. There's a niche. There's a particular niche that he's targeting, as much as he's a blind person. But he has used his like full name, Dean White. So personal names are like personal names is like a direction that you can go, especially if you're not so sure about your channel name. And most of us who join YouTube for the first time, imagine the day you opened your YouTube channel. Let's say you did not have any knowledge, you just accidentally created a channel using your first email on Google. Most of us use our real names on Gmail. So if it is Richard Goga, for example, and I create a YouTube channel, the channel will be called Richard Goga instantly. So it's not a bad thing to have like your personal name as a YouTube name, YouTube channel name. There are certain advantages to having like your personal name as a YouTube name. Number one, it is great for personal brands. You get to a certain level where you become a brand as well. Think of, and I like giving an example with the person. Think of celebrities. I was watching a movie before I came to the live stream, and in this, one of the actors was asking the other one, "Do you know Britney Spears?" You know, when I say Britney Spears, it already hits home. Oprah Winfrey. Give me another example. Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, Donald Trump. Are you know I'm going with this? There are people whose personal names become brands in their own right, and there are people whose ambitions are to become like brands, and they then now the personal name comes in very handy. Jennifer Hudson, yes, I like that. You can give me a few examples, guys, on the chat. Jennifer Hudson. You can have anybody. Just think of celebrities of these big names. Kiki Palmer, you know, I've been seeing a lot of Kiki Palmer's content for Trevor Noah. These other guys like Jon Stewart, you know, Jon Stewart, who hosts like that show. Think of this other one that everyone likes. Is it Nick Fallon or somebody like that? Yeah, there are people whose names become brand completely, such that you don't even know how to like. You can never even call them any other thing because their channel names have been, their personal names have outgrown them as individuals. And their personal names have turned out into brand names, you know. So there are people whose ambitions. Hey, Tandra, welcome, Tandra. Nice to see you. Nature Lens Connect, guys. Nature Lens is on the road to like full monetization. She has less than 200 WH left. In case you can help me support Nature Lens Connect playlist, we need to get her monetized before this month ends. This month ends in the next two days. So in case you can support Nature Lens Connect, finish that playlist, please help me. Damilola says Nick Cannon, David Hunt. That's a good example I can use. David Hunt. David Hunt's channel, literally it is his name, David Hunt. David Hunt is on the road to become a celebrity, one of the greatest producers who has ever lived. When David Hunt becomes like a household name in the music industry, his personal name has outgrown him as an individual. And then even if he decides to call his channel name David Hunt is going to be full. Like nobody will ever think of any other David Hunt. Okay? Nobody will ever think of another David Hunt. Nelson Mandela. I like the example David has given. Nelson Mandela, for example. Those popular names, those celebrity names, those big names, their personal names became brands in their own right. And that is something that can happen to you as a content creator, especially if you're using like your personal name as a brand name. And that is just one example. As I said, the advantages are great for personal brands. It is flexible. One of the beauty of using your name on YouTube, it is so flexible, you can do any content under the sun. Like, in case I'm just called Goga, for example, nobody knows what to expect. Goga may be doing yoga, Goga may be a public speaker, Goga may be a motivational speaker, Goga may be a therapist, Goga may be a doctor. The possibilities are endless unless somebody gets to know you. because people just see David Hunt. But now when they go to David Hunt's channel, they will realize, oh my God, David Hunt can sing. David Hunt plays the piano. You know, they will now discover things about you behind the name. And that is very flexible for your content. David may be a great singer, David may be a great piano player, but David can also do a lot of things with technology, cameras, computers, and things like that. You can see how flexible the name gives you like a lot of leverage in terms of the content approach. Anybody who uses their name can do anything on YouTube. Anything, like you can do anything on YouTube if you're using your personal name. You can be cooking, you can be dancing, you can be jumping on, you can be doing like those crazy challenges, you can be traveling, you can be like doing DIY content, you can be like doing crafts, you can be like makeup, you can be a makeup artist, you can be a beauty channel. The possibilities are endless, and that is one of the beauties of using your personal name as a brand name or as a channel name. Okay, up to that point, are we clear? So as I said, in case you decide to go the route of using your personal name, it is very flexible for you as a content creator, because in case your content evolves, in case I wake up tomorrow and I'm no longer interested in yoga, my name still allows me to do anything else, because at the end of the day, I'm just Goga. I'm Goga, and Goga can do anything that they want. It works very well for, think of thought leaders, educators, professionals, public figures. It works very well. Like in case, like let's say you are a public, Damilola Bukola is a public figure, for example. It works very well because you are the only Damilola Bukola. You are the only David Hunt. You are the only Goga. You are the only Rihanna. You are the only Britney Spears, Taylor Swift, Donald Trump. I mean, anytime you think, today, why am I so obsessed with Donald Trump today? For some reason, I keep saying his name, Donald Trump. Like, you can't think of any other one. Michelle Obama, even if there are girls who are named Michelle Obama, you can only think of one Michelle Obama. So public figures, professionals, like think of the name of the guy who does the curry thing. I think he's dating Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian is a great example. The guy dating Kim Kardashian is called Mercedes. I'm forgetting his name. Mercedes. Someone help me. The race guy. Somebody. I know Mercedes is involved. Lewis. What's his name? That guy. Lewis. Somebody Lewis. The guy who does like the Mercedes race cars and stuff like that. Hey, Miss Titi, welcome, Miss Titi. Thanks so much for coming in. I'm just a bit busy in Niagara Falls, Goga. Oh my God, Miss Titi, I thought you're already back home. But welcome, Miss Titi, and thanks so much for thanks so much for tuning in. Lewis Hamilton. I needed to remember that name. Lewis Hamilton. Yes, thank you, Damilola. Lewis Hamilton. You see, like I'm just thinking of the name, the race guy, the Mercedes guy. Like I'm just thinking of that Kanye West. David, why are you thinking of Kanye West? So think of all these people use their personal names. The other one who plays tennis, Serena Williams. You know, Serena Williams, professionals in their own right. The guy who plays tennis, the white dude, I think it's Nokovic or something. That one. You say I can just think of them just based on their names. Yamal, the guy who scored the guy who scored a goal for the Spain in the final tournament of the World Cup 2026. I'm just thinking of Yamal. You think of Lionel Messi. You know, you think of Messi, Argentina. You think of football players. Cristiano Ronaldo. You know, think of that. Tiger Woods. Yes, I like the examples. Tiger Woods. Give me a Jamaican celebrity name. We've not even mentioned like a Jamaican celebrity so that the Jamaicans are happy. Yeah, so just think of any random professional. Let's think of a religious leader. Somebody who is very famous. A church person, like a pastor or a reverend or an evangelist. Think of somebody. Think of somebody. Give me a name. A religious leader, a religious like figure who, like, when you think of their name, they're like a leader in that particular space. Usain Bolt, yes, Usain Bolt. Thanks so much for that, Usain Bolt. I wanted a musician. I wanted a musician, you know. Taras Riley, my cousin Taras Riley from Jamaica. The Pope. Like how JC did not even like JC really like. I like how JC just said go. I don't know his name, but I'm just saying the Pope. The Pope, like, when you think of the Pope, you can only think of one. You know, you can only think of one. Mother Teresa, Pope Francis. Think of Pope Francis. Think of what is the name of the current Pope? Why am I forgetting his name? The American one. What's the name of the current Pope? Pope is called Pope. I know his name starts with an. Is it? I can't remember the name of the current Pope. I just remember Pope Francis because I think we buried him recently. Hey, Crooked Peach! Welcome, Crooked Peach. Crooked Peach. Look at that channel name, Crooked Peach. But nowadays she has changed the name, so nowadays the name says questions everything. She has added something to the name. I think it's just that she could not put it in the handle. Nadine says Asafa Powell, Asafa Powell, and then Bob Marley, I like that, Bob Marley. The Pope isn't supposed to have an individual name. He's the Pope, like there can't be any other one. But of course, when the media is referring to him, of course, we call him Pope somebody. Pope Francis, Pope somebody, like Pope Francis is not like known that, it's called Pope Louis, right? It's Louis. Is it Louis? I think it's Louis. Yeah, Pope Louis or something like that. So when you go your personal name route, if you decide to make your channel name a personal name, just know that you're playing in the brand you're playing in the brand league, baby. Like literally, your name becomes a brand. Your name becomes a brand in its own right, like completely. And everything you do on that channel now is tied to your brand. Yeah. If like you're called Damilola Bukola, in case you're called David Hunt becomes a brand, and that means that the standards are like so high for you as a brand, because your name, you want David Hunt to be the only name you want your name. You want your name to be the one thing people say in the streets, like when you say David Hunt, there cannot be any other David. It has to be the David Hunt that I think we are talking about. Hey, Donna's DIY and Things. You can see that name, Donna's DIY and Things. I know this is a DIY channel and other things, but I know the owner of the channel is called Donna because she has put it on the name. So personal names. Welcome, Donna. Nice to see you. Sorry, I had to use you as an example when you just came in. So we are discussing what is in a channel name. Oh, Pope Leo, David. I agree with Calamity Jane. He's called the Pope. There's only one Pope. There cannot be two of them. Pope Leo, the American dude. So in case you go and decide to start using your personal name, just know that it's going to be very great for you as a personal brand. It's going to be very flexible. You can do anything under the sun, so long as you're using your personal name. And it works very well for thought leaders, as I said, educators. It can be religious leaders, professionals, celebrities, just think of any public figure, and that becomes easy. One of the questions I want to ask you, assuming you are to use your channel, your real name on YouTube, if you are to use your real name on YouTube, just hypothetically speaking, Anabu, Jen, I know Jen's second name because of her email. East African, I know her name, she starts with an S, Stacy. If you are to use your real name on YouTube, do you think it will be easy to build your channel as you grew, or it is going to be more difficult? And in case that question can only have two possible answers. In case it is going to be easy, then you can use your personal name. In case your name is going to prevent you from making content, then you need to get another name. You can't use your personal name as a channel name, because it limits you in that case. Like let's say for example, David Hunt. David Hunt is keeping himself open to possibilities. But imagine like let's say David Hunt, for example, let's say abandoned singing, stopped playing the piano, and then let's say he says, let's say for example, let's say David Hunt just wants to play the piano. He can easily choose not to call himself David Hunt. He can actually just say David Hunt, the piano whisperer, or something like that. Or it can call David the pianist. That can become a channel name, David the pianist. Hey, PMC, my brother PMC is in the building, coming through with a very green like light there. Proud mixed child, the Lion King. I always love PMC's name. Proud mixed child. The first time I ever met PMC, my brother PMC, shout out to you PMC, thanks so much for coming in. The first time I ever met PMC, this is like a long time ago, like about 6 years ago, I kept on wondering, who is this proud mixed child person? Why are they calling themselves proud? Because I can see proud, I can see mixed, and I can see child. So there is something in there. And then I got to know about his multifaceted, family history. And then it made so much sense why he's a very proud mixed child, because he comes from, he has like a very strong family tree. African, there's a bit of it, the Puerto Rico aspect and all that. So that's why he's a proud mixed child. And then the Lion King, of course, came in much later. I understood much later. Okay. Donna says, so you are saying that my channel name is fitting what my channel contains. Now I specialize in farmhouse decor, basically. Exactly, because you only do DIY, Donna. So I don't expect any less. Assuming you just came and said, my name is Donna Richard. Assuming that was your name, like nobody will know what you do. Like, okay, hi Donna Richard, I'll just like leave it at that particular point. But let's say, for example, Donna, let's say you are doing like motivational speeches. One of my favorite motivational speakers is called, you know him, Simon Sinek. Simon Sinek, double S. Simon Sinek does a lot of like motivational speaking. So anytime you mention Simon Sinek, I don't expect anything less, like, because I know, oh yeah, you mean the motivational speaker, or this popular one, who became a monk or something. I'm forgetting his name. The one with blue eyes, the Indian dude, or the controversial one that people don't like nowadays. The CEO thing, the life a day the diary of something, a day in the life of a CEO or something like that. Assuming you are doing something like that, that one can distinguish you, because you can either be a speaker, you can either be like a religious leader, you can either be a celebrity, you can either be like a shrink or a therapist or something like that. But when you say Donna's DIY things and more, it is very clear that you do DIY content. So I don't even have any doubt whatsoever when I think of your name. Hey, Johnny Small Pepper, Cuddles! Cuddles, you're not blocked. You see, you're blue. Welcome, Cuddles. How are you doing, Cuddles? Thanks so much for coming in. Johnny Small Pepper in the building. Johnny Small Pepper. I do know it's called Johnny, but now with the small pepper part. When you see Johnny Small, oh my goodness, that is so funny. There's a time I think Johnny Small Pepper, there's a time Johnny went and created, somebody came and asked Johnny Small Pepper on his channel, why are you called Small Pepper? Why not Large Pepper? Then he went and created another channel, a ninja one, and then he called it Johnny Large Pepper. It was so funny. Like, it was so funny. Johnny, I just remember that other second channel of yours, Johnny Large Pepper. Do you even still have access to that channel? It was so funny. It was so funny. So there's something about peppers on that channel, because the man always eats like very hot peppers on his channel. He just loves pepper. Like, he can sample pepper, chili, very hot chili and things like that. He eats them raw, and that becomes like part of the content. Look at how my name is spelled. That is the catch. Johnny Small capital in cap, small is actually in caps. Yeah. So the channel name has to be very, in case you decide to use your personal name, then you have to, as I said, it's going to be very flexible for you. The second type of, so anytime you are, in case you are struggling to pick a name and maybe you want to, like, because I know some of you also like changing your channel names. Let's say, for example, you want to change your channel name, you feel like it's time to change your channel name. Let's say, for example, you want to change to something else. In case, like, let's say maybe your name is currently descriptive and you want to move to like your personal name, just ask yourself, if you are to use your real name, does your channel become easier to build? Or does it give you like more problems? Are you like getting stressed if you start using your channel name? And that will give you a sense of whether you want to use your real name or you just want to use a descriptive name, which comes to the next thing. The second type of channel name is a descriptive name. Yoga with Goga, Johnny Small Pepper, East African Workout Girl. Are you seeing where I'm going with this? Donald DIY and Things, Nadine Beauty and Lifestyle. Those are descriptive names. Those names immediately tell somebody what the channel is about. Like, before somebody even like asks you what to do on your channel, your name has already sold you out before you even like, even if I've not gone to see what is on your channel, even if I've not gone to like, even if I've not subscribed to your channel, I already have a sense of what you do on YouTube. And that is one of the things that you can also like leverage on. Yoga with Goga. If my channel name is called Yoga with Goga, when you find me cooking, you will start having questions. It's like, but this channel is supposed to be about yoga. Why is he cooking now? Or why is he like doing DIY content? Are you feeling like where I'm going with this? Like, when somebody finds me doing something that is not aligned with what my channel name purports to do, you will get a bit confused because you thought that this is a DIY channel and now you're finding people exercising. East African Workout Girl. I expect that channel to be about workout. So if I find that lady doing like, if I find that lady not working out, I'll be a bit, why is she not working out? The channel is supposed to be about workout. Are you getting where I'm going with this? So sometimes a descriptive name gives people a sense of what your channel is about without like, they don't even need like, to ask you a question. Life with Tasharia. Formerly Wellness with Frugal Mama. Are you getting where we're going with this? Crooked Pitch questions everything. You expect this to be somebody who like who questions like knowledge, who questions everything, who questions like the realities of the world or whatever it is that is happening right now. Crooked Pitch questions everything. That is the channel name. So you expect that is that is something that you expect. This is somebody who like tends to like question everything and does not takes everything maybe with a pinch of salt or something like that. Think of I want somebody who does travel. Somebody like, let's say somebody who travels. In case like, let's say you have let me use an example with somebody. Let's say, for example, Wamuyu the Traveler or something like that. Think of Wamuyu the Traveler. In case Wamuyu was doing travel content, it will instantly hit me that, oh, so this is a travel channel. I expect to find this person traveling and things like that. I expect that kind of stuff. So the name already sells you out. Miss Titi Mix Vlogs. I'm just giving random names based on the people I'm seeing on the chat. Miss Titi Mix Vlogs. This one, the owner of the channel is probably called Miss Titi, but she mixes things up probably. It's you are not so sure what she does, but clearly she does everything probably on that channel. It's a vlog channel that mixes up everything and stuff like that. And that becomes like something that is easily discernible on a channel. So description is also like a style that you can use to name a channel in case you don't want to like use a channel, like your personal name. The advantages are very simple. It immediately communicates the niche to anybody. Anybody who sees your name will know what you do on YouTube without you even explaining yourself. They will know. Yoga with Goga. Oh, that is the yoga person. The yoga person is here. Without you even saying anything, they already know you do yoga. Or let's say East African workout girl. You already see a sense of working out happens here. It can make your position very clear for a lot of people without you having to explain so much. And it also helps viewers understand what to expect when they come to your channel. The only disadvantage with the descriptive YouTube channel name, the one big disadvantage with it is that if you ever decide to change direction on YouTube, it is restrictive. You will have to change your name. Like it is not even like it's a no-brainer. In case like Nadine all of a sudden wants to do Bible content. Remember Nadine Beauty and Lifestyle. All of a sudden Nadine wants to do beauty content. She will have to change her name. So let's say religious content. It will be something like Nadine Bible Nadine Bible Studies or something like that. In case like let's say she just wants to totally change her niche to focus on scripture or something like that. So descriptive channel names have a weakness. Yeah. The personal names give you like advantage. You can be anything. Even one day, let's say for example, you want to move from doing yoga and now all of a sudden you want to start doing cooking, it can still work. But the descriptive channel name, unless it is something as creative as life with Tasharia, then you still have like a wiggle room in there because life can be anything. Tasharia may not be working out, but she may be like preparing her kids. She's probably talking about like marriage, relationships and things like that. It is still very clear because that is still part of life, unless it is something like very abstract like that. But otherwise, a descriptive channel name totally boxes you into a corner. The day you ever change your niche, you'll have to change that channel name because you can't stay with it. You can't stay with it because it kind of limits you. Yoga with Goga, for example. When I decided to move the channel from just doing yoga to do other things, I had to make a decision. My channel name could not be called Yoga with Goga. It could not be called Yoga with Goga because the channel had gone beyond yoga. It was now like a lot of things. You're interviewing content creators. You are giving, you are inspiring people with great conversations, like interviews. You're also like helping people figure out things, tutorials, simple tutorials. You are teaching because I love teaching. Honestly, I love doing research and I like sharing knowledge. So the channel had like already outgrown. So Yoga with Goga, when I had to make that decision to like change the channel name alone, the handle is still there, but the channel name I had to like intentionally change it back to Goga so that it leaves me open to anything. So, and it's Goga because then it gives me opportunity to just do anything I want. It gives me opportunity to do anything because Goga can be anything that he wants to be. But Yoga with Goga kind of boxes you in a position. So you see, in case your channel direction ever changes, in case you are using a descriptive channel name, you'll have to change your YouTube channel name for that particular reason. Hey, Fluffy Diva, welcome. Helen, nice to see you, Helen. Thanks so much for coming in. Channels with versatility are amazing. Lots of gems on here. Thank you so much for that. Thanks so much for that, PMC. PMC, I think, is also like in that, Proud Mixed Child, I think also has that, Proud Mixed Child, I think, has flexibility to do anything on his channel, including the DJ shows, including the philosophical conversation, including like having a chat with Goga every year, because he has not boxed himself in any particular like niche. So it keeps him open to do anything. Because that is, Proud Mixed Child can be anything. I'm a Proud Mixed Child who can do anything. I can do anything that I want, and that becomes like the channel name. Let me give an example with my my moderator here, Helen Akoya. Helen Akoya changed her name, I think about 2 months ago. You see, I'm still calling her Helen Akoya. Are you seeing I'm still calling her Helen Akoya? I'm using her former channel name because she used to be called Helen Akoya. She used to use her brand name, but she went and changed it to Helen Does Life. Helen Does Life. She made a decision somewhere in there, and she decided to move from a personal name to a descriptive name where she can be doing different things. I think she wanted to do different things. You'll find her cooking, you'll find her going to the swimming pool to swim, you'll find her like walking, you'll find her exercising, you'll find her like doing all this random stuff. I think she made a decision that I do so many things, I want to keep myself open to that possibility. Another channel you can look at, Carolina the Traveler. I don't expect Carolina to do anything else on YouTube other than travel. If I find Carolina working out, she better be working out at a gym in Australia where she's currently visiting. Then it fits within the travel narrative. Carolina has literally boxed herself into a niche that she can't move away from. If Carolina decides to start doing DIY, you'll start looking at her, Carolina, I thought you're supposed to be traveling. Why are you doing DIY like Donna? I will start questioning what she's doing because her channel name already puts her in a very certain niche that I expect her to be traveling. And Carolina is like that is Carolina the Traveler. She's visiting Madagascar at the moment. Let's say, for example, Carolina decides to stay in Madagascar for like a very long time. Carolina can decide to say, a Kenyan in Madagascar or something like that. In case, like, let's say she does not want to use her name, a Kenyan, let me use an example like Trinidadian living in Finland, a Kenyan living in Madagascar. So she can easily decide to show us everything about Madagascar from the lens of being a Kenyan. I'm a foreigner, but I'm living in this Madagascar place. So let me show people a sense of Madagascar, or I can even say, let's say, for example, she travels to New York and she has to stay in New York for about 2 years. And let's say she's busy working and things like that. She can just decide to make the channel about New York. Kenyan tours New York, or Kenyan living in New York, or something like that. That can easily become like a channel name for the time that she's in New York. And then if she goes back home, she can switch back to now maybe her personal name or something like that. But I'm going to explain why, in case you ever have to change your channel name, there are certain things you have to do. Never change your channel name abruptly, because it can cost you a lot of things. And I'll explain those things somewhere towards the end of the class. Okay. Donna says, yes, that's why I changed my channel name, because I have plans to do other things besides crafting, live interviews, blogs, cooking, etc. Oh, Donna's DIY and things. But you can see DIY is your primary stuff and other things that may come up. So that's still okay. That's still okay because you've kept it open to that possibility. So Carolina the Traveler. It's totally, I expect travel content from her side because she has already boxed herself into a particular niche. Fluffy Diva TV is very open. You cannot easily, Fluffy Diva is like Damilola Bukola. The possibilities are endless. Fluffy Diva, of course, loves making smoothies on her channel, but that is why Fluffy Diva can do a sing-a-thon. That's why you cannot fault Fluffy Diva for doing support streams where she watches and supports creators every day. She's very open. The possibilities are endless for her because it's Fluffy Diva TV. She can do anything on that TV station. So it does not stop her from exploring other things. But let's say, for example, Fluffy Diva called herself Fluffy Diva Smoothies TV. Because we know Fluffy Diva loves smoothies. So if Fluffy Diva called her channel Fluffy Diva Smoothies TV, if I find Fluffy Diva singing all of a sudden there, I'll be like, this channel is supposed to be about smoothies. What are we doing? Why are we doing these other things? If I find her busy explaining to content creators how to grow and things like that, I'll be like, woman, aren't you supposed to be telling us about smoothies and things? But she was smart. She said, let me not box myself. I love making smoothies. I will keep making my smoothies as the videos. But my channel name is going to be called Fluffy Diva TV. I'm a diva. I'm keeping myself open to possibilities of doing anything. And that's usually a very smart. I like people normally put TV after their name on YouTube. They are leaving themselves open to possibilities. Like, what do you think of when you watch a TV? When you're watching TV, TV tends to have different TV tends to have different programs. So what happens? Anything can come up on the TV. People who call themselves TV are leaving themselves open to possibilities that they may do anything on their channel. They are not so sure that they don't want to box themselves in one particular thing, but they want to explore possibilities. Think of, let's say, for example, Donna here who does DIY and things. Let's say Donna decided to call herself Donna TV. You know, it will still work for her because I'm Donna. On Donna TV, you can watch any program. Any program can come on Donna TV. And that can also give you like the leverage to keep your niche very broad and open as a creator. So I've talked about personal names. I've talked about descriptive names. You can also come up with a creative or invented name. You can invent a name. One of the things is that some of the most memorable names on YouTube are created. They're invented. A good example on this live stream right now, Proud Mixed Child TV. Sorry, Proud Mixed Child, the Lion King. I was still on the TV. Proud Mixed Child. That's a very unique, it's a very creative, it's an invented name. It can become one of the things about names that are unique and created just out of anywhere. It may not be your personal name. It may not be like it has nothing to do with your government names. It has nothing to do with let's say, it has nothing to do with your niche. Even Fluffy Diva can fall within that category. Even Fluffy Diva, Proud Mixed Child, the Lion King is a very great example. Johnny Small Pepper, of course, unless Johnny, Small Pepper, very creative and funny. You can see it's unique because then somebody will be like, oh, it's a large pepper or something like that, or huge pepper or something like that. So you can get creative and invent a totally new name. Think of Mr. Beast. How many of you know Mr. Beast's real name? Everybody calls Mr. Beast with his real name. I know it starts with a J or something like that. But the channel is called Mr. Beast. But some of you, if you ever to hear Mr. Beast's real name, because he uses his real name a lot, but people just call him Mr. Beast. Think of IShowSpeed, that kid. IShowSpeed. IShowSpeed has like a real name. It's not called IShowSpeed. That's not his real name. That's like the brand name. It was created, it is unique, and it's when you say IShowSpeed, you just think of him. Most of us don't even know his real names or even his government names. So think of that. So you can come up with a creative name that has nothing to do with your personal name. It has nothing to do with your niche. It's just totally like out there. And the advantages of being creative with names like Proud Mixed Child, for example, is that it is unique. Nobody can actually copy it. It becomes like your own thing because you are the one who created it. It can become a powerful standalone brand on its own. As I gave an example. As you are growing and you go and pick a unique name that becomes very memorable and everybody knows you with that particular name, it can become a standalone brand on its own, just like your government names. And then it also gives you freedom to expand because number one, you've not boxed yourself into any particular niche. The name is already unique and it stands out. So it also leaves you open to explore different things. So you can come and just invent a name. Just go and invent a name and it becomes like your name. A good example is A good example, let me get an example. A good example is what you guys call me, Mr. President. Mr. President is a unique invented name by the people in the Goga community because somebody one day called me President Goga. Something like that. And it kind of grew on people. The first person to ever call me president is, what's her name? Why am I forgetting her name? Coach Ma. Coach Ma is the first person who ever called me president on YouTube. And then he kept on doing it, and then it rubbed off on people. And then people just kept on like escalating it. And before you realize you are a full-blown Mr. President, Mr. President, Mr. President. If I decide to change my channel name today to Mr. President, you see, I don't have my name Goga in there. There's nothing about yoga in there. There's nothing about YouTube tutorials. There's nothing about collaborations and the Sunday service in there. It is a total invention because you can do anything as Mr. President. It becomes like totally like a totally like new name altogether. President of the Okra Secret Service, PMC. PMC, that is so funny. That is so funny. President of the Okra Secret, even Okra Secret Service is like it's an invention right there. Okra Secret Service, the OSS. Let me go get some intelligence from the Okra Secret Service. You know, it's an invented thing. Like, it's not a real thing. It's not realistic, but it can grow to become like a whole thing and stuff like that. Another name is like, look at the name on the screen here. You see this name here? Goga, Global Online Giants Academy. My surname is called Goga. Goga is a family name, but because somebody got creative, Dennis got creative and said, Goga, I'm going to like break your name into an acronym. Global Online Giants Alliance. I think that's what you used to call it. And then we changed it back to Academy because we felt the Academy was more appropriate. It's an invention. If I was to change my channel name to Global Online Giants Academy, I have totally created a new name that has nothing to do with my family name. It has nothing to do with my niche. The only thing that will sell me in that name will be Academy because people will be thinking that is a school. Or President of the Okra Secret Service, as PMC says. It will trigger curiosity. It is very unique in its own way. Somebody will be like, what do you mean the Okra Secret Service as a president and things like that? That gives you like a sense of what I'm talking about, okay? Let me see. There's a question that I've been asked here. Let me see if I can answer it. Nelly, welcome. Nelly says, yeah, Mr. Beast is called Jimmy. Thank you so much for that, Nelly. Mr. Beast is called Jimmy. Nelly says, I think I will change Nelly Addy TV because I'm trying different topics to see which one will work for me better. I mean, it's entirely up to you, but we'll talk about changing names towards the end of this class. I'm almost getting there. Yeah, so yes, Mr. Beast is called Jimmy. Mr. Beast is called Jimmy. Mr. Beast is called Jimmy. Hey, Kaxan Productions, welcome, Kaxan. How are you doing? Thanks so much for coming in. Kaxan Productions is in the building. Hajareen, you see, this is now the problem with the channel names. I'm busy calling Diboswe with her name, Hajareen. welcome, Hajareen. Nice to see you. Hajareen is in the building. That's one of my channel members in there. Thanks so much, Hajareen. Appreciate you coming in. How is your Wednesday? Hajareen is in the house. Let me see if I can catch up on the chat so that I don't ignore anyone. Okay, I think I'm up to date. Oh, I like when you guys are listening and I don't have to like be reading the chats a lot. Okay, Kaxan Productions, thanks so much for the thumbs up. So as I was saying, you can invent a name and then the name becomes a brand. The name becomes a brand on its own. Let's say you like look at a name like Diboswe. You know, you can, when you see this channel, but this is her handle, but her channel name, she uses her real name, Hajareen. So Hajareen uses a real name, and we've talked about the importance of having personal names because they become a brand. But when you see this handle, Diboswe, you expect boss moves and things like that when you go to that channel, and that's literally her. When you go to a channel, you'll get a lot of very powerful affirmations, things that can help you grow, things that can make you become a boss. It's creative. it's invented and it's different from what her real name is. So you can, in case you don't want to like get a descriptive name, in case you don't want to use your personal name, just go and invent a name and then come with it on YouTube. The only disadvantage with invented names is that you may have to invest more in explaining what the brand represents, because sometimes the people come and say, "Oh, Mr. President," you already see it's already, why are they calling him president? You know, it already like starts like it triggers a conversation. Why is he called president and things like that? So you'll have to start explaining like why you are the president. And sometimes I always have to tell people, guys, I'm not saying that I'm the president of Kenya. I am the president of the Global Online Giants Academy. I'm a brand, baby. And that's why I always tell people, guys, when you write my name on YouTube, you have to write it in capital letters. GOGA is an acronym. GOGA is not like something you write in small kids, because the president is called GOGA, Global Online Giants Academy. I'm the president and the curator in chief. You know, something like that. Invented names, just like that. I've invented a name, and in case I ever change my channel to Mr. President or President Goga, somebody will be like, this president is a president of which country? What country does he belong in? And I can say it's the Republic of Okra or something like that. The Republic of Okra or Okra Nation or something like that. You can get creative over like, guys, I'm the president of Okra Nation. I love Okra. Becomes like a whole thing. So be very, in case you are struggling to like use your personal names or your government names, in case you are struggling to use like descriptive names like Carolina the Traveler, then just invent a name. Just invent a name, and that is what is going to stick on the YouTube streets. The boss says, what are your thoughts on changing from personal account to brand account? Oh, don't do it. I deleted my brand account. Commercial break, guys. We are coming back to the class. Let me answer this question by Hajarin. Don't do it unless somebody is going to be running that brand account. I had to delete my brand account the other day, and it was not a very easy decision. I deleted my brand account. It went with all my subscriptions, over 2,800 subscriptions. My brand account went with all the memberships that I think I was in or had been bought on it. My brand account also went with the moderator status, because like most people, I was explaining this to my brother Proud Mixture the other day, because I went to his live stream and he was shocked why I was not blue, because I'm one of like his long-term moderators. And I had to tell him that, I'm not using like my brand account, I'm using my main account. So I had to give that distinction, because my main account was not a moderator on Proud Mixture's chat. The brand account was the moderator. So I had to make a decision to get rid of the brand account, because it was stopping me from doing things like giving free memberships, or, like the free memberships that YouTube normally gives us like monthly. In case you move to a brand account, you cannot give free memberships. It kind of limits you. But a brand account becomes necessary in case like you are getting busy and you think you will need support to run your YouTube channel. At the moment, I realized I created a brand account and I've never had anybody to like run that account as a brand, because you can give somebody that account to like run it, and they have access to change things and move things around. But it makes sense when, like, let's say you are a celebrity and you have a team, and most celebrities have brand accounts. That's why you notice that these accounts sometimes are like, nobody ever responds to those comments and things like that. Most celebrities on YouTube have brand accounts, and there are people who are running those accounts. They retain most of the credentials, but the brand account is run by their managers. So you have to make a decision on whether you really need a brand account. But it's going to limit you from doing certain things. YouTube limits certain things on brand accounts that you still get in the main account. As of today, I've deleted my brand account, so I am now on my main account. I am now building back from scratch. I'm building the memberships back. I'm building the moderator status back and things like that. So you have to make that decision whether you want to keep the brand account in the long term, or you want to like it's a good to have, but it's not necessary, Hajari. That's what I will say in short. That's what I will say in short. Okay, Mrs. G, your favorite auntie. Welcome. Auntie is in the building. Auntie is a very creative name. Auntie is a very creative name. You can't, you couldn't go back to a personal account. That is the thing. So I went back to a personal account, but because I still had the brand account, a lot of things were still tied on my brand account. You can actually, when you have a brand account, you have 2 YouTube channels. So you'll just be switching between brand, YouTube, brand, main account, brand, main account. But there are certain things I could not do on my main account because they said you have a brand account and that is why you cannot give free memberships. Actually, the only reason I deleted my brand account is because I wanted to get these other benefits of that you get on your YouTube direct account. And there are so many. I did not know that a brand account is very limited. So until I moved now to my personal account, when I got rid of the brand account, now the main account, I can easily see like a lot of things. I can easily like manipulate a lot of things that I could not do with the brand account. Yes, but I had to delete like my brand account so that I can get the full benefits of the personal account. Yeah. Thanks so much, PMC brother. Appreciate you stopping by, and thanks so much for the nice tips, and thanks so much for allowing me to use your name as an example as one of the unique channel names that we can use. All right. So guys, that's my brother PMC. You all know PMC, and he has co-hosted the Sunday service. Like I think we did chapter 6 this year. Hopefully we'll be in chapter 7 next year. And I was using his channel name as an example because it's one of the channel names that was invented. He's not using his government. I actually know PMC's real name. So anytime I cannot even like read. I cannot see PMC like even I can't even imagine calling PMC with his real name if I ever met him in real life. But he invented a name and it has stuck. Everybody calls him PMC. That's the brand name right there. Mrs. G, your favorite auntie. Mrs. G's name is also invented. It has nothing to do with her past. We all know, at least I know her name is in there. The short form of her name, Gina, is in there in the name. But when you say Mrs. G, your favorite auntie, the niche is not very explicit. Anything goes. It's also a very creative name and very unique. Because when you go there, you expect you don't know what this auntie will be up to, including gossip, mix up, and things like that. Classic hairstyle vlogs. Welcome. Classic is a very predictable channel name. Classic hairstyle and vlog. You expect this one to just be talking about hair, braiding, things like that, and also other things. So she put vlogs so that in case she ever gets bored making hair, she can show you how she's busy enjoying her Mai Tais by the beach and things like that. But that also tells you like that's a descriptive channel name. So that's a descriptive channel name. I like Nelly. Nelly says, my YouTube name is not my real name, but they are a nickname of my real name. Yeah, you can also create a nickname. There are people who can be shocked that you are not called Goga. Like, oh my God, all along I've been thinking you are called Goga. No, I'm not called Goga. I am called, give me like a weird name. I am called Obama. Or let's say I call myself Obama, for example. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, my name is not Obama, I am Goga. You can just invent a name and just like run along with it. So long as it's going to help you like push your niche. But as I said, the negative side of picking a name that is not inventing a name, you'll have to explain yourself a lot. Mr. President. It already like leaves room for questioning as a channel name. So those are like the 3 types of name. You can also have a hybrid name. I like hybrid name like Carolina the Traveler. You can, that already, as much as it signifies the niche, you can combine your name with your niche and that works. Goga, yoga and travel, or yoga and tutorials, or yoga and interviews. That becomes like a channel name. Or Helen does life. Helen does life. Life with Tashari. Crooked Peach is an invented name, by the way. Crooked Peach is, I think, also it can fall within the invented name. Very unique. Sometimes when you use a hybrid name where you combine your main name and the niche, it's a strong middle ground. Like it gives you your personal identity and also it positions your content. So yes, you're not just like saying You're not just like, you're not just like saying, I'm trying to see somebody's name on the chat. Nadine Beauty Lifestyle, for example. Nadine Beauty Lifestyle. It's a hybrid. She has combined her name and the niche. It's a descriptive name, but it is also like a hybrid name. Like there's a name and then there's like a niche. So I think I like that. Anabu says, I had to change mine from my business name so that it can be a little bit more flexible. And you see, Anabu, I using the same, anytime you come to the chat, I still call you, hey, Anabu, Last Me Beat is the business, because that used to be her original name, and now she has changed it to Anabu, so that she leaves it open for flexibility. I like that. Anabu Lashmi Bit. And I like how she says Miss Anabu. You can even call yourself Doctor. You know, you can get creative with these titles. You can call yourself Professor. You can call yourself Pope. Okay, don't call yourself Pope. Okay, Pope is a bit too extra. Pope is a bit too extra. Let's not push it. There can only be one Pope, as Calamity said. Let's say you can call yourself Doctor. I mean, who cares? Like, you can call. Did you say you're a medical doctor? You can just call yourself Doctor something. You know, like Dr. Dre or something like that, or Professor. Or you can call yourself King. There are people who use royal names. You can call yourself Prince Goga or King Goga or something like that. You can even use like names like King, Prince, give me like royal, Duke, the Duke of Okra. You know, you can get creative over things like that, by the way, like the Duke of Okra. You can use those names. Like, who is going, so long as you don't go and start saying King Charles or something, like you start using the names of real members of the royal family, then you are safe. You can literally create something out of nothing. Hey, Jay Van Horn, welcome, JVH. Nice to see you. Thanks so much for coming in. I like how Jay Van says, I call myself Goga's most loyal servant. Jay Van Horn. I love Jay's name. Jay's name is always very German. So, you know, like Jay Van Horn. It's I like that name. So you can create names out of things and then just call yourself President Goga. I'm like, guys, is there any other president? Is there any other person called President Goga in the world? No, I'm the only one. So it doesn't matter. I don't need a country to call myself president. Even my YouTube channel can be a country, and I become the president of that country. So you can get creative over these particular things. In case you are still seated there and you're asking yourself, should you use your real name? Should you use your real name on YouTube? And the biggest thing I can ask you here is, are you building like a YouTube channel, or are you building like a personal brand? Okay. That is one thing that you have to consider in case you're ever thinking of whether to ever use your real name. If you're building a personal brand, use your real name. Or use the name that you want the world to ever, in case you ever become famous, in case you ever get 1 million subscribers, use the name that you want people to remember. Mr. Beast does not use Jimmy. We all know him as Jimmy, yes, but he uses Mr. Beast. So pick a name that you want the world to remember in case you are building a personal brand. But in case you are building a channel that wants to like showcase your art or the skills that you are sharing with the world, then you can get creative over the descriptive name, over the hybrid name that we talked about, or over the unique name that you can create, like I Show Speed, for example, or something like that. But in case, like, let's say let me give an example. In case let's say you're using your personal name. Let's say, for example, your long-term plan is to become like a speaker, an author, a coach, a consultant, a public figure, an entrepreneur, like a business person, a big business person. Then your personal name tends to like have a long-term value. Okay. So in case, like, let's say you want to be an author, you want to be a published therapist on that particular field, you want to be the music producer who produced that like masterpiece David Hunt, for example, then your personal name has a long-term value as opposed to calling yourself David the pianist. Okay, because David the pianist limits you. David Hunt opens the possibility to like a lot of things being done. But if you're building like a media brand, an entertainment space, travel, beauty and lifestyle, makeup. Anabu loves makeup a lot, or a niche community, then a separate brand name makes more sense. Like Carolina the Traveler, Nelly Addy TV. Are you seeing how I'm going with this? Fluffy Diva TV, Helen Does Life, Mrs. G, your favorite auntie. There's something about when you're building like a community or a niche specific, Donna, DIY and things, then you can stay away from your channel name and then just pick another name that is aligned to that. So think of it that way. So in case you want to become like a thought leader in your space or something, then use your personal name. Then and that's what I said. Your personal name will evolve into a brand, like celebrities. You know, we gave good examples to those of you who are late. And we got a lot of examples. Lewis Hamilton, Kim Kardashian, Donald Trump, Michelle Obama, Meghan Markle. You see, when you think of these names, you're just thinking of one person. You're not thinking of there cannot be any other Meghan. Even if Meghan Markle, like there are like a million people called Meghan Markle in the world, we will never know the rest. We'll just know Meghan Markle, Harry's wife. That's all. Things like that. So think long term. So personal names will evolve into a brand, and sometimes your personal name may outgrow you as a person. That is how you have to be but you have to be very careful as well, because most of you have jobs. Most of you do things on YouTube, but you also have jobs. In case you are applying for a position, in case you want to run for public office in the future, and you have scandals on YouTube, and you are proudly using your name Goga on YouTube, and I want to run for public office, they will dig stuff. They will find out. They will find me doing happy baby pose. Yesterday I was seated at a meeting, and we were having a coaching session with an executive coach. We do have one of those in the office. And then the executive coach was asking whether I have any plans to be a politician. I just started laughing. And then I told her, there is no way I'm becoming a politician in this lifetime. I have so many skeletons on YouTube that will become memes. I have so many skeletons on YouTube that are going to become memes for my political opponents. Imagine somebody going and picking the video of me doing happy baby. How scandalous. Oh my goodness, that is a scandal waiting to happen. I have pronounced myself, I have given opinions on certain things on this YouTube space. And you are given an opinion that is very controversial. It may come and bite me back or something like that. Most of us have like real lives we are leading beyond YouTube. Maybe we are not famous yet. We are not like big shots yet. But what if one day we become overnight celebrities? We have 1 million subscribers. And all of a sudden, you are applying for jobs. They've done their due diligence. They start asking you, yeah, hey, we saw you doing this on YouTube. We found you on YouTube doing this. We heard you say this on YouTube. This is your opinion about this kind of people. You have already, you don't like this country. You pronounce yourself very well on YouTube and things like that. That can be dangerous, especially if you're using your personal name, because all it takes is a Google search. What is this? AI is making things so easy. People will find things about you that you thought were like long buried. And that is why sometimes if you're not so sure, please make sure. If you know you're going to be applying for certain jobs, start clearing the scandals. Make them members only. Let the highest member pay for this scandal. In case you have to start making these decisions right now. Yeah, you start like saying, which video do I think is problematic? Which one do I think is going to land me into drama when I become a celebrity? When I become famous, which video is going to get me into trouble? Then you will now know whether you want to use your real name on YouTube or you want to you want to like confuse people and invent a name, you can invent a name and just call yourself President Goga, and that is it. Or okra, okra something. You can call it okra president. Nobody will even imagine about okra. I don't even think the Secret Service will think of looking for okra president or something like that in their wildest of dreams. But I laughed at I laughed at the executive coach, and I told her, I don't have any plans to like run for office anytime soon. The scandals are too many. The scandals are too many. Hey, Signature, welcome, Signature. Nice to see you. Thanks so much for coming in. The scandals are too many. And you have to be honest with yourself, guys. You have to be honest with yourself. You Google Goga, you will find my content on YouTube. So that's the same thing your employers are going to do. They're just going to Google and they will find the things you do on this YouTube platform. So be very careful in case you have to make that decision of using like your real name. All right. Can your channel name affect discoverability on YouTube? This is still like up in the air. Your channel name alone does not like affect how the algorithm normally ranks things on YouTube. These are now the content starts speaking. The titles, the thumbnail, the descriptions, the how long the people are staying on your videos or on your live streams. How long are you able to like retain people on your content and things like that. So it's not necessarily like going to like affect the algorithm metrics, but in case like you have a lot of people are still on the fence and they don't know what to do on YouTube and they've come across you, it is going to help them understand what your channel represents, and that can also help them subscribe. For example, if somebody sees Yoga with Goga, they kind of have a sense of what this channel does, as compared to somebody who just sees Goga 2026. Imagine you have a channel called Goga 2026, and then you have Yoga with Goga. When people see Goga 2026, they just think it's like a spam account or something like that. They will not even think that it's a channel. And this is one of the things that you have to know. A good channel name reduces confusion. If you know your channel is currently reading like a spam account, you need to go and change that name. If your channel name is reading like a spam account, it can be anything. Especially those of you like putting crazy numbers on your channel names that don't make any sense. You need to go and get rid of those things, because let your name sell you. Let your channel name sell you, as opposed to like somebody starting to ask themselves, what are these numbers? What is going on here? And things like that. So if your channel name is reading like a spam account, you have some homework right there that you need to focus on. So make sure that it's a name that you're actually proud, to like showcase on the platform. There's a 5-second rule that I want us to discuss right now, and I'm going to give you like 5 seconds to just look at your own channel name, and then you are going to ask yourself the following 3 questions. Okay. So look at your channel name right now, because the good thing, you are all there on the chat. Nadine says, sometimes I feel like changing my channel name. I'm coming to that aspect of changing your channel name shortly. So this is let us do some assignment. So let's do this. So I'm going to give you 5 seconds. Look at your channel name and then tell me the following things. Look at your channel name and answer the following 3 questions. You don't need to type them on the chat. You can just tell me. So this is our homework, our live assignment. So look at your channel name right now. So for me, I'm looking at Goga. And then I want you to see how you can answer the following questions. Number 1, is your channel name memorable? Can people remember after seeing this channel name once? That's your first question. Is your channel name memorable? And I can give a few examples on the chat. Hey, Diesel, welcome, Diesel. Nice to see you. Welcome, Diesel. Nadine says hers is memorable. Mrs. G already changed hers. Yes, Mrs. G used to have a very funny chat. Happily, what? let me keep quiet. Is your channel name memorable? That is the first question. Dibose says, I feel that my channel name is memorable. Okay, that's good. So that is the 5-second test. This is the first. Yeah, I think Dibose, I think your channel is memorable. Let me see. Hey, Diesel, Cloud Diesel, Gaming in the building, Hajarine Annette. Very memorable. But Dibose, I like Dibose. I love the name Dibose. That is so memorable. That is so memorable. Hajarine Annette. That is the channel name. The handle is Dibose. Cloud Diesel, David Hunt, of course. David Hunt is one of the few people on YouTube I call with his full names. That is how memorable David is. Like, I've never called David as David. Hi, David. Hi, David Hunt. Anytime I'm speaking about David Hunt, I use these full names. David Hunt, David Hunt, David Hunt. So definitely there is something about his name. I like the boss way, or I call her Hajarine. So clearly she's memorable enough for me to like remember Hajarine. Nadine, Beauty and Lifestyle. I call you Nadine. I forget the Beauty and Lifestyle. Auntie, I just call Auntie. I call Auntie. And then I love this one. I'm the only Hajarine in the world. Woo, clock it. I love that. I love that flex. I love that. I'm the only Hajarine in the world. She has not come across anybody else. So clearly Hajarine, I hope you patented your name. You need to put a patent on it so that nobody comes and takes it from you. Okay. The second question I want you to ask yourself. Is it understandable? Like, does it give people an idea of what you do? So yes, it's memorable, but is it understandable? Like, think of somebody meeting your channel name for the first time. Will they actually understand what you do, or they just see it as a name? They just see it as a name. Prince J. Van Horn. Queen who? Queen. Those of you like using Queen something and things like that. Prince something. Yeah. Does it like give people an idea of what you do? Yeah. Hajarine says makes a person curious. Okay. The people I think it makes a person curious. Good. I hope you're answering that question. Remember, we are all looking at our channel names and asking ourselves this question, the 5-second test. Number 1, is it memorable? Number 2, does it give somebody an idea of what you do? Number 3, the third and the final question, is it searchable? And this is where I've always asked you guys, is your YouTube name searchable? Can somebody find you when somebody searches? When somebody hears your name, Hajarine, and they decide to search for you, will they easily find the right channel, or they are going to find so many people there? Which one did you pass? Which one did you fail? Most of you notice that you passed the first one. Yes, it's memorable. Some of you may not be so sure about the second one. So you are like, is it searchable? I know you are all very curious about that part. Go and search for your YouTube name. Go and like look, go and just like search for your YouTube name. Open a Ninja or something like that. You get a Ninja and then just search for your YouTube name in full. Just go type your full YouTube name and see what are the results. In case you are the first person in case even YouTube starts predicting for you the end, you're very searchable. I failed the searchable test. I'm only searchable using my handle. When you start using my handle, you will find me. Yoga with Goga, you will find me. I'm the only Yoga with Goga on YouTube. But I failed the search of my chat. Goga, when you search Goga alone, you will not find Goga. You will find a lot of Gogas in there. You will actually not find me anywhere there. So the search test is the most important thing that you need to also worry about, especially on the YouTube platform. Your name has to be searchable. In case you notice that that's why you guys, you cannot afford to have just like a random name on YouTube. Because imagine you are called Nelly. Do you know how many Nellies are there on YouTube? You will find like 1 million Nellies in there, and then now you have to start figuring out who is the correct Nelly. Carolina, you go and start looking for Carolina. Let me tell you, you'll find all the Carolinas under the sun. But if you search for Carolina the Traveler, she's the only one. When you search your YouTube name, you need to be the only, you have to be the number one person on the list, on top of the list. Let me use a few examples here. Let me just go, let me share my screen so that I can use, we can search for one person right here. I am going to use Hajarine. So if I go to YouTube and I start typing Hajarine, Hajarine appears. Hajarine is the second. Hajarine's official name is the second result. Let me click it, and she's somewhere here. She's the first one. She's the first one here. Hajarine Annette. She's there. When you search for yourself, you have to be the first result. In case like you are I'm still searching and I'm not finding you anywhere. Guys, that name is not searchable. Let me try another one. Nelly Addy. Nelly Addy. Nelly is very Nelly is searchable. You can see the second result is number 2 here. Click on it. And she's the first one you find there. She's the first one you find there. Nelly Addy is here. The first one. Let's say I'm looking for Fluffy Diva. Look at all this, and then let's pick this one. She's the first one there. So searchability means when people look for you, you should be the first one on the list. Like you should be ranking up there. You should be like ranking up there as the first person. Hey, David Njoroge, welcome, David. Nice to see you. David Njoroge, nice to see you. Let me look for Cloud Diesel. Cloud Diesel Gaming. So if I'm searching for Cloud Diesel Gaming, okay, it's suggesting game. Let's see. Okay, he's the first one. He's lucky. He's the first one on the list. And guys, Cloud Diesel only needs 8 houses to get to 400. Let us make that happen. Cloud Diesel needs to get to 500 subscribers before he comes to the Sunday service, because I want him half monetized. Okay, Cloud Diesel is there. Nadine Beauty. Let me see Nadine Beauty. Now, Nadine Beauty, there's somebody called Nadine Beauty. This is definitely not you. Then there's Nadine somebody. So Nadine Beauty and Family. Yeah, here it is. Nadine Beauty and Family. So it's here. A bit of a search, but we got you there. Let me see. East African. Work out. I've not even finished typing. East African Workout Girl is the first one. And she's the first one. So you want to rank up here. Like when you search for your YouTube name, you want to be the first one on the list. Like on the search results. Like you have to be there. Carolina the Traveler. Let us see. Carolina. This you had already searched for you. That is why it's like showing me the Traveler. Okay, the second result here. So it should actually predict for you. Okay, Carolina, you appear there. Good. That is good. This is good. Donors, DIY, and things. Let me search for donors, DIY. Donor, DIY, and things. Wait, is it this one? Yeah, here it is. At least the first video here. The first video here is yours. The first video, though this one, let me see. Donors, DIYs. Let me see that will pick donors. DIY. Donors, DIY, and don't worry, Donna, I'm just trying to. Donna, what was your previous YouTube name? It is still, what you need to do, I'm going to give you a trick, guys, of like making yourself searchable. I'm going to give you a trick. I'm going to give you a trick of making your name searchable. For example, anytime you give somebody your YouTube channel, don't be telling people, don't be giving people links to your channel. Tell them to go and search for you. Just tell them, please search Yoga with Goga. Please search donors, DIY, and things. You have to teach the search, the Google algorithm to like rank your channel as a searchable channel. So always encourage people to search for your channel name as opposed to like giving them links to your channel, because it's not helping. When you meet like random people, tell them to just search for Cloud Diesel Gaming. Tell them to search for East African Workout Girl. Tell them to search for Hajarine Annette. Tell them to search for donors, DIY, and things. When people search your name a lot on YouTube, YouTube will start like predicting your name, and it will make you searchable. So you become like the first result people find when they search your name. So it's a trick you can be using, like when you go to people's, like when you're going to those growth live streams you like going to, that normally help people grow. When people ask you for your link, don't give them links. Just tell them, oh, just search for Goga, Yoga with Goga. You will find me there. When people search for you to connect to you, it teaches the search algorithm to like rank your channel name up. And that is a trick you can be using to bring yourself more into like a lot of people. David says, I have actually searched for myself and I was the first, but I'm seeing a lot of people with the same name. Interesting. So David Joroge, let me see David Joroge. Let me just see David Joroge. So that is why YouTube created handles, because they realized that this was a weakness. So let's say, for example, David Joroge. There are so many David. Let me just pick this one. You see, the first David I find is this guy with 67,000 subscribers. David, I'm trying to look for you. This is definitely not you, David. David, this is not you. Look at all these Davids. Okay, so now because I can't find David Joroge, so I'm going to look for his handle. Thanks so much, East African Sis. Thanks so much, East African Sis. Let me look for David's channel. David Joroge, I will now get you from your handle, because it is there are so many Davids there. So what you now what I can come and do is just type David Joroge space T. Wait, your channel has like some your channel handle has like some number. T2G. So I have to come and type this T2G. And then now here you are. And you see you are still ranked among the others. It's because I decided to use your handle and then I found you. You need to change this handle. You need to change this handle from T2G and just find a way to make this David Joroge. Give it another, it can be something. based on what you do. David Njoroge Explores or something, or it can even be David Njoroge TV if it is not taken. Because this guy already reserved the name and the handle, so you can never get this because it's already taken. But you can change your handle to be David Njoroge Explores or something like that, or David Njoroge Travels or something like, just based on what you do, because this other one is already taken, and that causes a lot of confusion. So when you can't find yourself, it becomes problematic. David says try from a private browser. Okay, let me try that. I can open an incognito tab, and I go to YouTube. I'm on an incognito tab, and then I look for David Njoroge. Yes, I'm finding the other Njoroge David, the famous one, the one with 60,000 subscribers. Yeah. Yes, I'm finding the other one, even on a private browser. So, Mrs. G, your favorite auntie. Let me search for Mrs. G. Using a favorite. Let me say Mrs. G is here. Mrs. G. Mrs. G is normally very searchable. I always find her when I Mrs. G. Mrs. G, favorite auntie. Yes, I found Mrs. G. Mrs. G, your favorite auntie, is searchable. Yeah, so you have to get the correct person. Let's go here. So you can see Mrs. G. I found Mrs. G here. This is a private browser. Mrs. G. Mrs. G. Your it's not predicting for me, but let me just say go and search for Mrs. G, your favorite auntie. Okay. Go and search for Mrs. G. Can you guys hear me? I think I lost my internet. The power went off. Yes, Mrs. G, your favorite auntie. Let's go back. Mrs. G. Yeah, I like this. So let me pick Mrs. G, your auntie. Even if I pick Mrs. G, your auntie, Mrs. G is the one who appears here. So it works. Mrs. G, you're very searchable for sure. You're very searchable, Mrs. G. I think at least we've confirmed that. And so on and so forth. So you want to exercise this as you want to use this as a tool to check whether you're very searchable on YouTube and stuff like that. And as I said, oh, you can hear me. Thank you. Sorry, yeah, the lights went out. I'm waiting for the generator to go on. I misspelled it, and yeah, even when you misspell your name, so long as you're very searchable, even when you misspell your name, you're the one who will end up appearing. You'll end up appearing on the search results. So it's just a matter of making sure that your name is memorable enough that it can be searched. Okay. Yes, my name, Cloud Diesel, my name, you will not find any Goga. my name will not find any Goga because I made a mistake with my name when I changed it from Yoga with Goga. It is still stuck. When you search for Yoga with Go, like I said, Yoga with goats, Yoga with Goga, it's not even searchable. This is on a private browser. But when you finish typing Yoga with Goga, it will pick it because of the handle. So either I need to I return my name back to Yoga. I return my name back to Yoga with Goga, because that is what like YouTube remembers, and that is what will bring up my content here. But Goga on its own, Goga on its own shows you nothing for sure. Let me show you. Oh, sorry, I wasn't sharing the screen. I was showing you this. For me, you have to search Yoga with Goga, then you will find Goga here. But if you have to type Goga alone, it will bring a lot of Gogas here, like so many that, and most of them are from India. A lot of people are using Goga, and the other Goga is this other Goga who was like is an artist, is like a musician. But here I'm not appearing anywhere because of that. When I change my name to Goga or something, it totally like removed me from the search box. But when you do Yoga with Goga or Goga Yoga, maybe I need to change my name to Goga Yoga and More or something like that, because that now brings me up on the list. So that is now that is food for thought. That is food for thought, and now that tells you how what is in a name. A name is going to like help you like get discovered on this particular platform. So make sure your name can pass that 5-second test. Let it be memorable, let it be understandable, and let it be something that can be searched. It has to be searchable. What are some of the mistakes that we normally make when it comes to names? And I think I may have highlighted some of them here when I was explaining this. In case you're using a very long name, that is going to be like a disservice to your channel. In case you're using excessive punctuation, for example, like the punctuations of the channel names are like, you're just over punctuating a lot. It's going to affect even how people remember that name. Remember the 3 tests: understandable, memorable, and searchable. If a name is very long on YouTube, nobody's going to remember that stuff. Even if you tell people to go and subscribe to your channel by clicking, oh, please go and search for me at Yoga with Goga, like does DIY yoga and tutorials and interviews, they will not find it because it is very long. So you have to make sure that at least you avoid very long names. Avoid very long names. Avoid names that have a lot of punctuation, and just make sure that at least be very intentional when it comes to your name. You want to avoid punctuations as well. In case you can avoid punctuations, that will be good. Don't go and start putting a lot of punctuations on your name. Underscores, hyphens, apostrophes, and things like that. Avoid punctuations, because punctuations sometimes normally mess up people's names. So you want to go, don't excessively punctuate your name. Those of you like putting dashes or hyphens in your name, numbers, unusual spellings, things like that, avoid those kind of mistakes. The second mistake is choosing a name that is only going to survive based on today's content. One of the decisions you'll ever make as a content creator is that you have to like ask yourself, will my channel name still make sense 5 years from today? Because frequently in case you are rebranding every day, every week, every month, you have just changed your name, you are like, oh, I don't like this name, let me change it again. It can confuse your existing viewers. They'll be like, this Goga needs to make up his mind. I don't understand what Goga is doing on that channel. So when you are so in case, like, let's say you want a name that can stand the test of time, such that if you ever have to change that name, you really have thought it through and made a decision to, like, transition to a new name. So ask yourself, will this name make sense 5 years from now? Lucky me, I've been on YouTube for like 6 years now. So I think, I've been on YouTube for like 6 years, like right now. So, and it still works. So ask yourself that question. Will Mrs. G, your favorite auntie, make sense 5 years from now? Will Cloud Diesel make sense 5 years from now, or it will evolve into something else? And that helps you now. It helps you avoid thinking of your name as a short-term experiment, but also it makes you think of your name as something that is going to be something that is going to be sustainable and have longevity. Another mistake is, as I said, is constantly changing your name. That is very confusing. You should not be changing your name like often, every day, every month, maybe you are changing your name every 6 months. That can confuse your existing viewers. You want to be very intentional. That make sure that extenuating circumstances are what make you change your YouTube channel name. So avoid over changing your name just because you feel like it. Another mistake that you normally make is copying other creators. You don't want confusion, you want inspiration. Let another content creator inspire you to change your name. Okay, don't just go and copy some. Just because I like Anna Boo's name and how it looks does not mean that I should go and change my name into what Anna Boo, because Anna Boo looks nice, I cannot go and start calling myself Goga Boo. You getting the point? So people's names should be an inspiration, not a source of confusion for you. Because if you start confusing yourself here, it will end up messing you in the long run, because you are making a decision based on other creators supposed to. He's not an example. Gogaboo may not make sense just because Anabu is called Anabu. I should be Gogaboo or something like that. Right. So just make sure you pay attention to that. Nadine, don't come to your question. I'll come to your question. Let me just run through the notes. Choose a name that you can own across the platforms. Yoga on YouTube, can you go on Instagram, can I be yoga on Facebook, can I be yoga on TikTok? Before committing to a channel name, you want to consider that you can maintain that. Mic test. I think I'm back. Sorry, I don't know what happened. I must have. The people said Anabu. The people said, Goga boo, you cost me my internet. You cost me my internet. The people said, Goga boo. At least you will still have the elevator music. KFC with Goga. Leave me alone. Leave me. Who is this saying KFC with Goga? Diesel, I will kick you out of the live stream. The generator needs some more petrol. Yeah. What was the last thing you guys had me? I think I'm now okay. Still taking long to get the generator on, but anyway, it's fine. I think am I now audible? Am I still choppy or you can hear me? They say it's going to take a bit of a while. Am I still audible? You guys are just laughing on the live stream. Nadine, you are the serious student. Nadine, can you hear me? Nelly says network. Okay, Anabu says you are good. These people are just laughing because I said, yes, we still have the elevator and lounge music. Guys, can you focus? Guys, can you focus? So long as you can hear me, then we are good. All right, let's continue. All right. I'm audible. Thank you, David. There's some people here who are so unserious in the class. Some people are so unserious in this class. Anyway, where was I? So as I said, think of like a content creator nowadays is very versatile. You may be on Facebook, you may be on Instagram, you may be on TikTok. So pick a name that you can actually like use across platforms because it can help you like market your channel even more. Another mistake that people make is ignoring pronunciation. If people cannot easily say your channel name, that is definitely going to affect the word of mouth discovery. Like people go and promote you and say, oh, just go and look for yoga. Just go and look for, people are coming to search for yoga, they find like a million things. So word of mouth is going to be affected, especially if your name cannot be pronounced. Make sure you think of pronunciation. Cloud Diesel. You know, let's think of Cloud Diesel. Think of Anabu. If your name can be pronounced, very well, it is easy for it to be discovered, as compared to somebody who is like struggling to like pronounce your channel name. So pronunciation is very key. Pronunciation is like very important when you're thinking of a channel name, because names that can be easily pronounced can be easily found on the YouTube platform. Okay, so pronunciation is like key. Pronunciation is like very important. That was mistake number 6. Another mistake, this may not really be a mistake, but sometimes we just don't know. Choosing a name that you may never evolve in, like you may end up picking a name, and this one I think I said earlier. Choose a name. When you choose a name that you cannot grow into, it is going to affect you in the long run. So you want to pick a channel name that you can evolve into, because we are always changing, we are always growing. What you may think is a priority this year may totally like be something different next year. So your priorities are always shifting and they are always changing. So pick a name that you think you can grow into. Because it's going to like help you a lot. And as I said, when you're using your personal name, there's like a lot of room to like do anything. But in case like you're using a descriptive name, let's say I say yoga with Goga, and then I want to start doing cooking. Clearly I can't grow. Clearly I'll have to change my channel name, because I can no longer cook. I can no longer do yoga in case I want to like do cooking. So that's one of the things you have to like consider. Pick a name that you think you can grow into and evolve into as a creator. Let's say, for example, Cloud Diesel decides that she wants to do fitness. You know, Cloud Diesel in my entire history on YouTube has always been a gamer. I cannot see Cloud Diesel like starting to like do fitness content. So that means the channel will change to gaming and fitness. Like that. So you have to make sure that you see how that channel name can help you evolve also as a creator, not just like get stuck with it. Because, and guys, you can always change your name, and I'm going to talk about some few tips about changing your name, because it's not it's an eventuality that may happen. And that is the next question before I answer this question. So when you change your name, this is a very great debate, because most people are changing their channel name. You can change your channel name over the in case any of the following happen. Number one, if the content, if the channel no longer reflects the content, it is time. It is time. How digital has retired from gaming, now wants to start doing UII, just change that channel name. Just change that name. And Babasai wants to stop doing makeup and start traveling the world. The channel name can change to Anabu Travel and more. Classic hairstyle is tired of like making hair. She can become classic vlogs, and that's it. Mrs. G no longer thinks she's anyone's favorite auntie. She can call herself Mrs. G, your favorite gossip auntie. Just saying that, I'm just saying that as an example. So you evolve as a creator, and sometimes the content may no longer like reflect Okay, I'm back. Um, it appears I may have to I don't know. They are saying that it's going to take a bit longer. So I was on a call just trying to see what is the issue. But let's see. Let me see if I can power through. I think I'm almost done. I have two more slides and then I'll be done. Um, Thank you so much for your patience. Anabu says, I'm going to have to call the government about this electricity. I don't know what's up. They say there's a technical issue affecting the line outside. I actually went outside to confirm what is going on. But hopefully they're working on it. They're working on it. Anyway, one for the books. Auntie, I know. It's messing up the class. Thank you so much, Anabu. I know, even me, I feel frustrated, but you know what? At least the meat of the work is done. So I'm just going to power through and finish this so that I don't leave the class hanging. Because I can't say part two will continue next week and then I leave this one hanging. There's an issue with the line outside the gate. So they even have like a whole team. I think I'm going to look into it. Anyway, we'll succeed. We've suffered. We are technically having some difficulties. Our technicians are working in the background. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Anyway, where was I? So I was saying that if your channel name creates confusion with another brand, and I was giving an example with I was given an example. I was given an example with David Njoroge's channel. David Njoroge searches for his name and he finds another David Njoroge. You can see that kind of a thing. So sometimes you may find that your brand is your brand is your brand is at odds with another brand that is existent on the YouTube platform, and that becomes like problematic. So one of the things that you can do is let me just disconnect this camera. Okay. Are we on? Mic test, mic test. I was trying to disconnect the camera so that I just use the laptop. The laptop camera. Change microphones. Mic test, mic test. Okay, good. Channel name is a brand too. Hey, the World of Braggers. Welcome, the World of Braggers. Nice to see you, brother. Guys, the World of Braggers and I are having an amazing collaboration on the 8th of July. I will talk about this later on. Okay. Where was I? I needed to disconnect the camera because it's not in use. In case your channel is at odds with another brand, it is time to change that channel name. It may be time to change that channel name. And then another thing is that in case you are undergoing a genuine rebrand. I like what Anabu said. Anabu said that she wanted to have freedom to do more things instead of using her channel, her business name on the channel. She wanted to expand her wings and have more freedom. And that's what Anabu Lashmi did. Anabu did. In case you are undergoing a genuine rebrand, then you can change your name. Especially you want to create that, let's say for example, you want to avoid that confusion between let's say your brand and maybe your business brand and your channel. Maybe you do a lot of things on the channel. Ragas, leave me alone. Maybe you do a lot of other things on the channel that are not necessarily business related. Like the World of Ragas and his beans and bananas gospel, when he's also a professional DJ. So sometimes in case you really want to genuinely rebrand, that can be an opportunity to change your channel name. If your current name also limits your future direction, and I always say the future is bright, you can also change that channel name. But in case, just because your views are low, just because you think a new name is going to fix poor performance on YouTube, just because just in case your audience of course already knows and searches for your current name, you've already built a very strong brand reputation and recognition, think twice. Don't rush to change it. You can never change your channel name to fix a content problem. Remember, content is about videos, content is about the thumbnails and the titles and things like that. Don't change your channel name to fit content issues or algorithm performance issues on your videos. It will not work. It will not work. Remember, we said that your channel name is like the first major brand decision you'll ever have to make. And that's very important for you to consider. So in case you're going to change your channel name because of these other reasons, don't do it. 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 Change your channel name because it's a reflection of the changes you need to make. Up to that point, are we clear? Then I can answer Nadine's question. Nadine, are you on the chat so that I can answer your question? Nadine had asked a question. Nadine had asked a question. Let me see. Oh, Nadine, let me get your question and then I come to David's question. Nadine, I'm on your question. Just hold on. Nadine. What did Nadine ask? Nadine asked this question. Let's see. Nadine asked a question here. Nadine asked, sometimes I feel like changing my channel name. Nadine, was that your question? Nadine, was that your question? Sometimes I feel like changing my channel name. That is what I'm seeing. That is the only question I'm seeing on the chat. Nadine, only change it. Only change it if you think that you're no longer doing beauty and lifestyle. If you think your channel has evolved beyond that, it is time to change that channel name. And sometimes it can be very simple as just changing it to Nadine Lifestyle Vlogs. That's it. It can actually be it. Nadine Lifestyle Vlogs. In case you're no longer let's say doing beauty content. In case let's say you want it, make sure you align it to what you think you are currently doing, or even what you think you're going to start doing in the future. Maybe you want to become a craft channel. It can become Nadine Lifestyle and Crafts, and that becomes your new channel name. So in case you really want to change your channel name, make sure it is very it's guided with a lot of intention, not just for the sake of it. Not just for the sake of it. And if you ever want to change your channel name, guys, please warn people in advance. At least tell your supporters that you're planning to change your channel name at least 1 month before. And then keep talking about it. Keep talking about it on your live streams. Keep talking about it on your videos. Keep talking about it when you're hanging out with people on their chats, so that you mentally prepare people for the channel for the name change. Because you don't want to wake up one day and you have a new name and then people are wondering, who is this person? Then you start explaining to them. You can do it if 1 month is too long, you can give them 2 weeks. Just give people a 2-week notice that you're planning to do a name change. Don't go and abruptly change your name overnight, and then now you come here and you start explaining and firefighting after people can't recognize you. Some people have timed you out of their live streams and things like that. Give people an advance notice. Put a community post that there's on the 8th day of August, I am going to change my channel name to this. I just want you to be aware that this is going to be the new channel name, and you can be doing those nice community posts, very colorful ones that appear on people's home pages, so that when the change happens, it does not catch people abruptly. It is actually they'll be like, oh yeah, at least Goga told us that he was planning to like go and change the name and things like that. So that is my 2 cents on this question by Nadine. The second question is by David. David is asking, let's say for example, what if the name on the channel was just a system generated? Is it okay to leave the tags as given? Because I was thinking to leave like that for a while. Is it okay? No, you can change it. Remember, the system just assigns a name based on what it finds, because the other Devin Joroge was taken. That is why it did not give you that name. So, and that is why it normally adds like some numbers on the handle. So David, I would say it is okay to change. It is okay to change. Tags is a whole different conversation. Tags, we'll talk about it the day we're discussing customizing the channel, where you have to put your channel tags. But that name that is given by the system, that handle that is given by the system, if you don't like it, you can change it to what you want it to look like. And it can also be something that is very professional. I hope that has answered you. But guys, in case you ever want to change your channel name, please give people an advance notice. The least you owe your subscribers, is an explanation. All right. And then Raga says, if you have a name that everyone knows you own, think twice before change. Exactly. And I say that if you have already built a very strong brand recognition, don't change that name. Find a way around it, and it's going to be very useful. Unless it's totally like your niche is changing and you really have no way of like going around that dilemma. Yeah, exactly. I just touched films with Goga and was not disappointed. If I'm to change my channel name, it definitely is going to be something like Goga. It's going to be something like Goga's Yoga and More, or something like that. It has to be something like that on the channel name. Right. Now, I think I've answered those 2 questions that I saw on the chat. So I said, think twice in case. Don't change your channel name because of the content. Just because you have low views on your channel does not mean that you should change your channel name. Okay. A new name is not going to automatically fix your weak thumbnail problem, your poor titles, your viewer retention, your inconsistent uploads. No, don't change your name because of your own bad habits on YouTube. Channel names are a brand issue. Channel names are a brand problem. They are not like they are not a content problem. They are a brand problem. And that takes me now to the second last part of this conversation: your channel name versus your channel handle. And I've talked about handles before. YouTube nowadays prioritizes channel handles. Most of you on the charts now, you can see it is your handles that show. You may be having even a very different channel name, but your handle is what is showing on the chart. Your handle is also what shows in the comments section. And one of the things I can say, if I can say your name out aloud, can I find your handle easily? If I can say David Njoroge, can I find your handle easily? If I can say Mrs. G, your favorite auntie, can I find that handle easily, or is going to be a struggle? YouTube changed strategy like 2-3 years ago, and they decided to move from channel names to handles. Most people have a very different handle as compared to their channel name. You have to make an executive decision as a creator that your channel name and your channel handle almost, if not similar, it's almost similar. You can make a decision. Most people, the best practice usually like your channel name and your channel handle should be the same. But in case you have a very long channel name, some people are normally forced to shorten the handle because the handle has a maximum limit. Some people, you cannot go and have like a channel name that, let's say you have a channel name that is like over 10 words. Mrs. G, your favorite auntie of mix-up, gossip, and more. And then now she wants to package all those words into a handle. YouTube will not allow her to do that stuff. So you have to also make a decision about your channel handle. You can let me look at the world of Ragas, for example. The world of Ragas, that handle is the same handle that appears as his channel name. It is very easy, so he made a decision and he decided to give himself the same handle as the channel name. That is the best practice. That is the best practice. Mrs. G, your favorite auntie, Mrs. G had to shorten her channel name to fit into the handle, because there is no way Mrs. G was going to package her entire name on the handle. And that is very smart, because she can easily just tell people to search for Mrs. G, your favorite auntie. And even that's how I was searching for her on the search box. Instead of typing your, I was typing your favorite auntie and stuff like that. So best practice is to make sure that your channel name and your channel handle are the same. Okay? Because nowadays the best way to find people is using their handles. It's using their handles. And handles is what you are seeing on Instagram, handles is what you are seeing on Facebook, handles is what you are seeing on TikTok and things like that. So the idea is to say that you can have a proper brand consistency across both your channel names and your channel handles as much as possible. As much as possible. So, and this is what I was asking you guys in the poll. Imagine your channel had 1 million subscribers. Does your current channel name still work? And I like the answers in there. I like the answers in there on that poll. Assuming your channel is 1 million subscribers. 1 million subscribers. Does that name still work? 66% of you say yes. 3% of you say maybe you'll probably change it. 3% of you say no, I definitely rebrand. But the 28% are saying that you don't think you're going to get 1 million subscribers anytime soon. You never know. You never know. You never know. You never know. Things may happen. Things may happen. You may go viral. You may decide to do one video that just gets out of hand, and then you wake up tomorrow and you're at 1 million subscribers. The biggest test of growth on your YouTube channel will be if I wake up and I have 1 million subscribers tomorrow. Does my name stand as a brand without me changing it? And that is your biggest homework. So even as you leave this class, I want you to ask yourself that. Does your name stand as a brand? In case you wake up tomorrow and you have 1 million subscribers, or will you start like beautifying the channel, changing the name, rushing to fix things like banners and things like that? That right there is something that I want you to think about. It's food for thought. It's food for thought. And if your channel was hit 1 million subscribers tomorrow, you need to ask yourself, would a brand want to partner with you under this name? Would you be comfortable putting this name on a book? Like in case you have to get a book deal, are you comfortable with that channel name on a book? Would that channel name work on merchandise in case you start selling stuff? Would your channel name work on merchandise, or you'll have to like reconfigure that name? Could you build a business around your channel name? Would you still like introducing yourself with this name 5 years from today? And you'll notice that now this is moving the conversation from, you are not on YouTube to just sound cool. You are building something, guys. You are not on YouTube to just sound fancy. You are building a brand. And you have to ask yourself these things, because it will help you think about your channel in ways that people never think about their channels that way. That the channels can become a brand in the future. You may get a book deal to like write a book. You may get merchandise that you have to promote using your brand channel name. Are you comfortable with your channel name as it is? When you get to that level where brand deals are coming and knocking and stuff. You're building something. You're not just looking cool. You're not just picking a name so that you can sound fancy on YouTube. You are building something. And it's important to understand that when you're building something, you have to make sure that it is ticking the potential brand benefits that may come when the channel blows up or grows beyond what it currently is. I think most of us, we are so stuck is, oh, Goga, we are just small YouTubers. We are growing YouTubers. Yes, we are growing YouTubers, but one day we'll become giants, guys. Yeah, one day we'll become giants. We are small now because you have to start from somewhere. But tomorrow you may have 1 million subscribers. Tomorrow you may have brands wanting to partner with you. Are you comfortable with your channel name as it is? Do you think your channel name can signal to a brand? And when you sit on a table, they also respect you because of your channel name. Think about it. Think about it. You are building something. And that's if you forget everything I've said in these 3 hours of rambling, just remember that you're building something, and that's all that matters. And then finally, my final thoughts on this conversation. As you think of changing your channel name, always pay attention to the following things. Am I noticeable? Is the name memorable? Is it authentic? Is it meaningful? And can you expand beyond today with that name? That acronym, in the naming, it's called the name framework. Name, noticeable. A, that is N, noticeable. A, authentic. M, meaningful. E, expandable. In case your name ticks all these 4 things, then you're doing very well as a brand. And I'm optimistic that even as your channel grows, it's going to grow into this framework. So always think of that name, the name acronym. Name should be asking yourself, am I noticeable? Because that now brings in the conversation around, do people remember my name? Does the name sound authentic? Does it actually genuinely represent you as a brand? Does it represent you as David? Is it meaningful? Does it communicate something? Will people be interested in knowing what I do on YouTube? Is it expandable? Does it give me opportunity to grow and evolve in it? Or it's going to limit me in case I decide to change my content direction? What's in a name? What's in a name? So your channel name is not something that you just pick because it is fun and cool. Your channel name is the front door to your brand. It does not really need to explain everything about you, but it should make people curious enough to want to know more about you and even knock on the door and even just walk through that door. So, as I said, a channel name is a brand problem. It is not a content problem. Thank you for listening. I will leave it at that.